got a man in the White House and he works for me. The first lady in the White House looks like me. Hey, easier, 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 yeah, easier.
There was a lot of inner changes that I was experiencing, and outer changes in terms of what my music really means to me, what kind of commitment I really make to it, what kind of, commitment I make to other aspects of my life. In addition to performing and singing around the city, I was able to have the opportunity to work for Cheryl L. West, writer of Pullman Porter Blues, which is a wonderful play about the Pullman Porters and, their contribution to getting information from, state to state for Black people. So we did that here at Seattle Rep, and then we also did it at the Arena Stage in Chicago, in DC. I started acting because the Summer Youth Employment Program of Seattle asked me did I want to work inside or if I wanted to work outside. And so I said I wanted to work inside, and they put me in the theater, and it was Langston Hughes Performing Arts Center, and Bobby Wooten, and I met, but before that at Madrona I met Steve Sneed, Rico Bembry, and we started doing original plays by African American writers, and that's how I started at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Center. We had teachers who would tell us that this is not about you. And once you take yourself out of being, really your ego, you can't completely do it, but you do it to a certain degree. And once you take yourself out of that and put in the work of what you're doing, and if you're a lyricist, the words of what you're saying. If you're a dancer, you should sing your movement, if whatever it is that you're doing, if you're a painter, you put it in those movements, and it becomes about the work. It becomes about the art. And as soon as you are willing to let go and be you in front of a whole bunch of strangers, then you know that you can create and do something that's better than you. So, breaking out of the shell was something that was just like, okay, it's not about me. The song I Love My Life that I did with Black Stax was actually a song I had written maybe a year and a half before we became a group. So the song itself is probably around 5 years old. And at the time, I wanted to come out and do my own music and do a solo. And I asked at the time Vitamin D if he had any music that he could give me, and that if anything happened to any one of them, that then I could see what I could do, in terms of compensation. And so Vitamin gave me like 12, 16 tracks. And I Love My Life was the one that people gravitated towards. And the reason that it was written was because at the time, I was just going through some rough stuff. And like, anybody else, when you have those, rough spurts of your life. And I wrote it, and there were some things that I just needed to say, and make it short and just make it plain. And that's how that came out. But I did not, and originally I did not write it for the album, but they liked it, which was funny. Because I didn't think that they would like it. They'd be like, but they liked it. And so when the more I found that it pleased them for me to say I love my life, the more that made them feel it. I was like, okay, it's that thing I was talking about before, when you let go. Because when I let go on the song, that gave everybody who does like the song permission to let go and just go, okay, well, what is it about it? What is it about my life that I do like? Because we can always talk about what we don't like, what we want, what we desire, what we need. But when it comes down to what we have and it's just our life, you gotta love that.
Wouldn't change a thing. 'Cause that would change everything.